Alright guys, Deli Andy here. Bit of a rebranding from the Wiggles 87. I'm going to show you my Liga team today. Now start off in goal, Marc-Andre ter Stegen, great keeper. I played with a few in the Liga, probably second to Oblak. Oblak is probably the best keeper in the Liga that I've played with. Ter Stegen a close second. I had Diego Alves to start with when I made this team, and he did okay in the lower leagues, but I got up to higher leagues and he sort of struggled. Eventually I got relegated, and I signed ter Stegen to improve my team, and we got promoted straight away. He's very good shot stopping inside the box. 9 out of 10 times he'll save it. Long shots, not too bad with. Handling, could be better. He parries a lot of things instead of simply catching them. And his punching is quite weak. But apart from that, he's a solid keeper. And as you can see, he's now played 29 games for me. And he's done very well in most of those games. Now, moving on to my right back, you have Hugo Malo. He's only played twice for me. I've only just bought him. Bought him for 16.5 grand. High, medium, attacking, defensive work rate. He doesn't really get forward that much for me because I have him set back on stay back when attacking, because that's how I like my 4 at the back. But in those 2 games he has played, he's been solid. Not much has got past him. He defends very well, given his stats at 86 defending to 85 physical. He's got decent pace. Passing's really good. And dribbling's really good for a right back, so I'm very happy with that signing. Now the 2 centre backs I have, Inigo Martinez and Macedo, Gabriel Macedo. Now I bought Macedo mainly because he has 82 pace, 86 defending, 88 physical, so he will be able to catch up with most strikers in the game, apart from the very fast ones. And Inigo Martinez is just a beast at the back. Nothing really at all gets past him. He's got 86 physical, 86 defending, 84 physical. Costa left back. He has also only played 2 games, although as you can see, someone else very much appreciated his contributions to his team. 244 appearances for that guy. I picked him up for 13,750 coins, and much like Malo on the right, he has good pace, passing's alright, dribbling's alright for a left back. His defending physical not as good as some of the other non-inform players, but with this team I'm trying to get an entire informal special card team. So I've just got the keeper and my left forward to go for that, but again he's pretty solid. Medium, so again doesn't really affect it because he stays back defending, and yeah, he's played alright. Now onto my midfield. Now I started off with obviously a couple of non-informs in the middle, and inform Steven Nzonzi. I had him before in my previous Liga team and he is an absolute beast. Obviously this is the 85 inform. There is an 86 inform who is better in game as well as stats wise, but he does the job. He's got 61 pace, which is only downfall. Shots 73, pretty good for a centre mid, and he does score some belters from outside the box, so if you want to crack off a shot from outside, be my guest, it will probably fly in the top corner. Look at those defending and physical stats though. 85 defending, 89 physical. He will push nearly everyone off the ball, and he will get the play started with his 79 passing and 77 dribbling. Now I've recently bought this guy, Vicente Iborra, who's just moved to Leicester in real life. 21 grand, one of the best 21 grand I've ever spent. 6'5", he's a commanding presence in the centre of midfield. He'll win headers, he'll score headers, he'll score long shots. In fact, 2 of the 3 goals he scored have been long shots. And you can see why with his 88 shooting. He's got 83 passing. He'll get the play started as well as Nzonzi. 80 dribbling, and let me tell you something, he will annihilate people's defences and he will stop attackers. 88 defence, 89 physical. He is an absolute beast. 10 out of 10 player for me. One of the best I've played with on FIFA 17. Now, Mateo Kovacic, 18.5 grand. Not as convinced as I could have been. As you can see, he's only got 1 assist and 1 goal in 19 games. Now, that may change if he was put into the centre of the midfield 3, but he's got 84 pace, so I thought stick him out on the left-hand side. He can get down that sort of wing, left-hand bit of midfield. 73 shots, probably why he hasn't scored many goals for me. He does tend to, when I get a chance to shoot, blaze it over the bar or wide, so I don't tend to shoot with him as much anymore. 86 passing, 88 dribbling. He is good to dribble with, and he will find passes that other players won't find. Downfalls, defence could be better, but he's more of an attacking centre mid instead of a defensive one like the other two, so it sort of balances it out a bit. And physical is pretty good for a midfielder of his sort of height, 5'10", medium. So he does tend to sort of stay in the midfield, which is fine by me because I have a lot of attacking players anyway in the front 3. But overall, he's been so-so. There probably are better players. I mean, Asensio I have on the bench, non-in-form. He's performed better. So it's probably worth shopping around a bit for him, to be honest. Now, getting into my forward 3. This guy that's highlighted right here, Iago Aspas, his in-form right forward, 86, 84 pace, 86 shooting, 80 pass, 89 dribbling, 72 physical. Great stats for a striker, especially the passing one, 80 pass, that's exactly what you need. Now I'll tell you, he's played 8 games, obviously you can see 3 goals, 3 assists. First game he played for me, 8 minutes into the game, dribbled past a couple of players from the right hand side, cut in, bent it in, top left. Superb goal. Before that, straight from kick-off, dribbled through the entire team, unlucky not to score a goal. With his 89 dribbling, he literally is unstoppable if you know how to dribble. He will get past everyone, literally. He's very hard to push off the ball, even though his physical is only 72, and his pace is 84, but actually in game, he's got something like 75, 77 sprint speed, and he's got 89, I believe, 89, 88 acceleration. So off the mark, he will get away from players absolutely rapid, but he will be caught in time. So if you time your sprints for when you're in the attacking third, he's more than likely to get away from the player and get a chance on goal. And if he gets that chance, he will finish it 9 times out of 10. Now, the only reason he scored 3 goals in 8 games, because he's obviously spent more time out on the right, and I like to pass it around, get into the centre. But yeah, shoot with him, and he's guaranteed almost all the time to score a goal. Left forward, Yannick Carrasco. Had him before in my previous team. Absolutely amazing. His stats don't look that good for shooting and passing as a left forward, but bearing in mind he is actually a left mid, so those stats are really good. Physical, the only letdown, 64, could be stronger. He gets pushed off a lot, but as you can see, 13 goals, 14 assists in 44 games. It's a pretty good return for a left forward. His pace gets him away from most players. Again, his dribbling, that helps out, cutting inside, scoring the goals. He's actually surprisingly scored a few headers for me, bearing in mind he's quite weak and he's only 5'11", so most of the defenders I come up against are quite tall compared to him. But yeah, great player. If you're going to make a Liga team, definitely get him in there, left forward. The main man up front, the Chelsea forward, Alvaro Morata. 6'2", good height. high attacking, medium defensive, so he does come back and help. Now, bearing in mind how you like to play, I like to play with my strikers getting in behind. So if you don't set your player to do that in the instructions, he will drop back very deep into midfield, leaving really nothing up front, which cost me a lot of games when I didn't have anyone to pass to up to the top. Since I've changed it though, he's always up there, and it gives me a greater range of how to play, and he's chips in with loads of goals. 19 and 35, 5 assists. That's pretty good. Now, he does have his off games, quite a lot of them, but he does score a lot of goals when he's on form. It just depends what type of game he's in. But if you look at his pace, 85, 87 shots, 78 physical, 83 dribbling, so he's not a bad dribbler. He's very strong. His shooting, fantastic on paper. In game, not so much. If you could get another in form, definitely go for somebody else. But I mean, if you want an out-and-out finisher, yeah, definitely get someone else. If you want a more rounded player, definitely go for Morata, because his hold-up play is fantastic. So he links up. When I pass the ball, he can then play it off to either Carrasco or Aspas, and then run into the box and possibly get a header or another pass to try and finish. But yeah, his finishing inside the box is subpar, to be honest with you. Let's have a quick look through the bench. Alves, as I say, replaced because he wasn't that good. Carvajal, good player, solid, get him. He was only £4,000, so great starter right back. Ruiz, haven't played him. I have played him only once. That was when I had a suspension, I believe, and he did alright. His pace doesn't look as good, but actually, if you're looking at sort of fast defenders, and Titi on the reserves is the best sort of non-informed defender in the game that's quite cheap. Jimenez from Atletico Madrid, stay away in my opinion. He's faster than Ruiz, but in game he is so slow, unbelievable. Players will just walk past him, whereas Ruiz actually manages to keep up with players somehow, even though he's slower on the pace stats. Asensio, great player, 17 games, only 1 goal and 3 assists, but in game his dribbling is better than it looks on the card, and his passing is as well, and he will make things happen. He usually assists the assister, which is why he doesn't get so many stats. Isco, I converted him to a centre forward, even though I don't have the position, because I had the previous formation, I did have one. And yeah, he does alright from the bench. His stats aren't as good, obviously, because he comes off the bench with 30 minutes to go, so he doesn't have much time to do anything, but he does chip in with a couple of goals here and there. Yeah, he's a good player. Bakumbu, played 3 games, scored 2 goals off the bench. Obviously, that pace is the first thing you look at. 88, fast as hell. He will score you goals just from that pace alone, because he will run past the defenders that are trying to catch him. They have no chance, and he will coolly finish it into the back of the net. Inaki Williams, one of my favourite players in the game, he's played 81 times. Not in this team, but I have other teams where he has played. 28 games. 28 goals, 28 assists, high, so he gets up and down the pitch, which is exactly what I love. And he's a tall player, so he is good at winning headers, although towards goal, not so good at scoring them. Kevin Gamero, average. Depends what formation you have, what players you have around him. I've had him before, and he was insane, but when I sold the team and bought him back, I haven't really used him that much. Vazquez, haven't used him. Koke hasn't played in a while, but he's played 49 times for me, and he does alright. He normally stays in the centre of my midfield and sort of just pulls the strings. Gaia, 42 games for me, does his job. So that's it for my La Liga team, guys. Give me a comment and a like, and tell me what you think. Thanks.